Right, you guys, another video. It's fucking gorgeous out today. It's like 71, 72. Had to come out for a walk. And I wasn't gonna do this video, but yesterday I was kind of, I wouldn't even say inspired, almost got my arm twisted a little bit. One of my my listeners, one of the guys that has been sending me emails back and forth for the last, I don't know, at least 6-7 plus months. So I know he's a good guy by now. Shout out to you, Vic. I'm actually going to make this video because of the stuff that you brought to my attention the other day. So there's a lot of us twin flame YouTubers out there at this stage. More and more are coming on the scene every day. And some of my peoples are bringing to my attention that it's getting kind of diluted, and it seems like more and more of you guys are in a sense in this competition with one another. Like, one person, don't listen to them specifically, like talking shit about each other. And I don't know if I too much care for that. Come on, Waffles. Good boy. So the thing that I wanted to touch base on today is scold you guys about that a little bit. Anyone that is got a channel, and if you guys are legitly like going after and attacking other individuals on there, I don't know if that's what this is all about. Perhaps behind closed doors, if you were talking about somebody and what they've said or done on their channel, hell, ideally behind closed doors with that individual, because all of us are out here walking this path without a fucking manual, right? None of us are going to do everything perfect. We're all going to trip and fuck up and make mistakes. And the best thing to do is when somebody says something that needs to be corrected, reach out to them and do so. Don't go on your channel and start talking shit about them in particular. You know, that's not cool. Now, I don't really watch a lot of different folks' videos. There's a handful that I resonate with, and I've kind of stuck with them, and every so often somebody will bring somebody's name to me, and I'll watch maybe one or two things, and unless it really like just jumps out at me, it's not like I watch every one of their videos. So I don't know what everybody's saying and doing and what have you. One of the things that makes me feel, I don't know, like I'm on my own path, getting my own downloads and receiving all this without necessarily being influenced by any of you guys out there. I don't really watch many folks' stuff, and the folks that I know that are in my soul family, right? There's obviously more, but there's folks that I've stumbled across that I know. This folk is in my soul group. We resonate well. I need to keep them around. So you've got those kind of folks that you just click with and get. But you have to understand that there are other twins out there on a journey, on a path that you're not going to really resonate with. And it doesn't necessarily mean that they're doing it wrong. Come on, Waffles. That's enough time for one spot to smell, bro. So when you're not resonating with someone else, that doesn't necessarily mean that they're incorrect. It just means that you're not resonating with them. Now, if they are blatantly trying to essentially rape and pillage this community, I think at this point it's up to us to expose those people. But we need to do it as a group. I don't think that one individual bash another individual because they feel certain things. If you have the collective, you know, 4, 5, 6 of us all saying the same thing about a particular person on YouTube raping and pillaging the community, I mean, because let's face it, a lot of twin flames that are not nearly awakened as they should be at this stage are going to be susceptible to some of these tactics of getting their money, you know, steering them in wrong directions, all the above, because you've got some dark motherfuckers out there. I mean, I know all about that game and how these dark fucking people work. I've been around plenty of them. I've absorbed those energies. I've even partaked in some terrible deeds. Believe it or not, I haven't always been a perfect light worker. Now, I haven't done anything to where you can say, fuck, you know, Brian, I just can't forgive you for that. I mean, I've like stole some shit from grocery stores as a teenager. You know, I've said lots of mean, hurtful things to people just because I could, in a way, and they hurt my feelings, so I wanted to return the favor. There's all kinds of shit that I have done in my life that doesn't make me feel like I can just come over here and stand on this fucking soapbox. You know what I mean? None of you guys, I feel, could go and stand on the soapbox. Waffles, are you feeling good? You jumped in the pond. I love that. It's so nice out. He jumped in the pond. Look at him go, you guys. He's like, hell yeah, I'm going to jump in the pond. I'm going to roll in the grass. That's good to go. See, life should be like that for you. Waffles doesn't ever have to be pissed off about traffic or some jerk off cut him off, or, you know, the things didn't go my way today. All Waffles needs is for me to come home. Yay! My master's home. Woo! You know, the little things in life. That's what we need to focus on, right? So, when you guys are bashing each other out there, you're not helping the collective by any means. If us as a team come together and see, you know, one individual's like, man, these motherfuckers, you just need to not fuck with them. I've already heard two folks that I respect in the community talking stuff about somebody selling light codes. Okay, I'm not even sure who this person is, but it's like you trying to essentially sell the sunlight. You know, we all, like, you are watching this video right now, you are receiving codes and downloads through it. You know, a lot of you guys are just starting to tune into my channel. I did something with Janet from Awakened Warriors, and shout out to you, Janet, and to any of you guys watching now from her. One thing that I want to give you, you may have, in a sense, been purging over the last few days since, you know, that video's been out. Since I've done that, and if you were there live, you probably even felt more energies. What you're essentially doing is receiving downloads, receiving light codes, because I am a different energy that you may have not encountered yet. And if that's the case, you're going to receive all of that different energy that you otherwise have never gotten. So of course this changes everything, changes and alters everything. It's like getting new downloads that you haven't ever received, getting new light codes you haven't ever received. Essentially what it does is it purges things out of you, it puts new information in you, and that's what happens when you encounter a new twin, when you encounter someone out there while you're doing your daily routine. You're going to pick up on certain energy. Certain people are just going to emit certain frequencies, and what you're doing when you're in the same room with them, you're going to receive light codes from them. So for you to say, hey, give me $50 and I'm going to give you some light codes, is kind of some douchebaggery. There's a lot of things that I'd like to say about charging people for this. I've really kept my mouth shut about my personal beliefs on this journey. I don't know if I'm ever going to feel comfortable about charging somebody to heal them, to give them advice, to help them grow. I mean, that's what I fucking do for free. That's what I do for fun. That's what I enjoy. So I don't know. Some folks need and are good at making money that way. I look at it like this. Jesus built some shit to make his money and his daily bread. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and build and fix some shit. I'll make my money that way. And then Jesus, I don't think, ever fucking charged somebody for healing or from giving them any kind of teachings, essentially giving them light codes. Never one time have I heard a story where Jesus was like, I mean, could you imagine, hey, Lazarus, where's that money that you owe me for bringing you back? I understand that you've been out of work for the last few days, but, I need to get paid, fool. Jesus never charged anyone to heal them, to teach them. So I don't feel comfortable at this stage personally doing it. If you guys see somebody out there that is not just trying to, survive. I mean, I understand that you need to feed yourself and keep yourself warm and what have you. But if you're raping and pillaging and trying to sell oxygen to people, you need to get set in your place. So if anybody wants to, email me about individuals that I need to go and watch and see that there is some shit that I need to do about this, please let me know. Like I said, I don't have the time to go and watch everybody's stuff and to keep an eye out on what people are doing out there. It's hard enough worrying about myself. Waffles, come! I can't even see him. Oh, there he is. So, help me out, community. My buddy Victor kind of set me on this path that there are these folks out there, and I know that there are the dark twins that essentially can just be as good for the community as we are. They may have made bad choices, but they are, in a sense, embodying a template that we can see, hey, this is what not to do. You know what I mean? There's plenty of shit that I can tell you this is not what to do because I did it. And I'm not going to say, hey, don't go and do this, but I am going to tell you, hey, I did that and that shit didn't work too well. Maybe you should reconsider your approach on this. Waffles, get over here, dude. Come. Now. So that's one thing that I wanted to get out there to the community, Not only don't rape and pillage these folks. A lot of them are just becoming awakened. And that's a crucial time. I mean, imagine when you were going through your dark night of the soul. You really were susceptible to anyone coming in there and fucking you up, telling you bad shit, things that nobody that is going through this journey should take anything I say or anything you hear on any of these YouTube videos with a grain of salt unless it just really resonates with you. One thing that I told my twin, I said, even if I tell you something, girl, if it doesn't resonate with you, if it's not something that just is like, yeah, because you've gone through so many different lives, it's going to trigger something in you, and it's going to feel like, yes, I've lived that. I understand that. That's truth. That's gospel, right? Now, there's also stuff that's going to have you questioning yourself and your own thought process. If you run across that information that doesn't resonate with you right away, that it just has you thinking about for a few days, do your due diligence to look into that and do everything you can to find the correct answers for that. Don't go and just jump and dive right in, the masculine perspective, right? Jump and fucking grab that shit by the horns. Have a little bit more of a feminine view on that. That's when you want to stand back and you want to kind of, well, what's going on? Why do I feel this way? Something has to be truthful about that, because I feel this way, right? So you go and inspect that, give that some time, right? If something is being told to you and just, you're like right away, no, that's bullshit. There's no way. There's no way that can happen. And I'm not saying the initial, right? If 2 hours later you're starting to think, well, I wonder if that really is bullshit. This, that, and the other. Maybe that's not bullshit. That's what I'm telling you. That's the middle ground. You have to investigate that. You have to feel comfortable about that situation. Don't sweep that shit under the rug just because, you know, you have to go and do some fucking work. I mean, this is life here. This is what you're here to do. If you're going to procrastinate on that shit, it's going to eat you away, and it's going to be one of them fucking nasties that's going to come out and get you one day. But, like I said, on the flip side, if something is just right away, you know, you already know that's bullshit. Fuck that. No matter how much thinking you do, you're not going to be talked into that. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of situations, those kind of people, those kind of moments are what you need to sit back and look at, and that's what defines you. You know, that's what creates those barriers, creates those lines in the sand. You know, that's what makes you you. So I wanted to give you that little bit of information today. You know, be not only be discerning about who and what is out there, whose energies you're downloading, who you're surrounding yourself by, who you're spending your money on. I've never spent any money on this journey as far as, you know, any of it goes. I wouldn't consider, I did for fun one time go to a one of them palm reader folks, the fortune tellers. That's probably the only time that I ever spent money on this kind of stuff. You can get away with not spending any money, because guess what? Like I said, you know, and other reputable teachers out there are saying the same things. Light codes are for free. What you need to do is you need to get out in a park. You need to go and fucking go on a nature walk. You need to just go sit by the pond. You know, I'm a Scorpio. I love water. So when I'm around water, I feel stronger. I feel more vibrant. I feel more, much like electricity. When you have a radio antenna sitting around a big wetland, you know, in the middle of a wetland, then you're going to get better signal. That's why you see more often than not these radio towers are sitting in a fucking wetland or flooded area or by a pond or by the fucking ocean. You know, it's because you get better reception, if you will. And I personally, I feel like I can jump on these tangents so much easier when I'm sitting by my lake, or, you know, by a stream, or by all these, you know, bodies of water. Get my ass by the ocean and see what fucking takes place, especially the Pacific, especially the Bay. That's why I'm ready to go back and fucking recharge, dude. I am ready to recharge. And that's happening pretty soon. Probably March is what I'm trying to do. Middle of March to the end of March. But for now, I feel really great about the month of February. There's not a whole lot of pungent energies, you know, that we're going to really have to deal with. A lot of it is going to be at our pace, right? So if you want to take this time, it's kind of like a recess, if you will. Now keep in mind, March, April, you're going to be fucking going through the same shit you did in January, guys. So take a break. Treat yourself to some time to where just you go and binge watch some shows. I did that shit on Sunday because I kind of just all of these new energies were surrounding me, and I had to fucking cut it all off for a minute and just go. And I ended up watching that show Outlander, which is pretty cool. It's about a time traveling chick, and just getting into it. But evidently, you know, it's a big hit on Showtime or Stars or on one of them fucking channels. But like I said, I don't really have a lot of time to watch TV, so whenever I run into something like, you know, that I really like, I watch that shit. So I watched probably almost the two seasons. Well, there's one season that was cut off in half. I watched all of that one, and then I'm into the second season now. I guess probably halfway through now. But recommend it. It's a pretty cool show. It's much like a twin flame story as well. A lot of the stories out there that I resonate with, it does come in contact with these time traveling history love stories and shit. The thing that really resonated with me when I was just kind of being introduced to this situation, just really discovering like the kind of feelings that I have for my twin, just figuring out like, man, this chick is awesome. I ended up running across that the time traveler's wife, and watching that, I got so many confirmations on my particular journey. I knew, without even knowing what a twin flame was at that stage, without ever hearing anything about this terminology. And once again, I thought, shit, I was the only one. The only people that I could have really compared that kind of dynamic to, as far as I could see, was Jesus and Mary Magdalene. So that's what I kept referring to. And of course, they were twin flames, you guys, if you guys didn't realize that. But yeah, that time traveler's wife. So I understood that at this moment, I'm not able to, you know, to sit there and date her and marry her and all of these things, much like when he went back in time and saw his wife as a kid. You know, it was kind of just like, you know, they hung out and talked a little bit, and he knew that, hey, this is going to be my wife one day, but obviously she's not in a place where she can be, you know, where they can interact in that particular way. She's a fucking youth, a kid, and then as they progress, you know, it's like he knew that he couldn't do anything with this time traveling bit. It was only when they found each other in a sense, the 5D, right, in real life. So in the future, he knew that all this was going to take place, and he could have altered that in any type of way, right? But he followed the path, the correct course, and it was like one of those movies that like I said, that give you that confirmation, like, man, this is what I'm supposed to do. This is the path that I'm supposed to take. And when I told you guys, you know, when I stumbled upon the whole twin flame thing, and I'm reading about all this, it just fell all into place. It's like, man, there's fucking words for this. Other people go through this enough to where they can write some fucking, you know, 20 things that you need to do, or 20 things that you can confirm, blah, 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 blah. All of these things started coming into my life as confirmation. So the reasons behind that is because the cosmos is giving you a little bit at a time in the way that you can understand. Now, you can't get into advanced physics until you start learning your ones and twos. You know, 1 + 1 = 2. Now you can start progressing up. There's so many things that I see why I'm downloading stuff from the Akash that I don't even fucking understand. It's like me trying to look at, you know, advanced mathematics. Like, I don't have the capacity to fucking interpret that information. So I can tap into that, but I can't bring it back and do anything with it because I don't know what the fuck it is. It's like fucking gibberish to me. But as I've progressed, I've found out that I'm being fed things in like school, like I'm in elementary school right now. I'm in Twin Flame Elementary School, fucking Cosmos Lightworker Elementary School, and the things that I'm like, whoa, I'm badass, I could tap into the Akash. And you know, the people that are fucking like always being able to tap into the Akash, they go, oh yeah, that's so cute, look at him. But they can understand all that information and fucking sit there and probably download 5 times as much shit as I can. You know, because they're so much further advanced than I can even possibly understand at this stage. When Buddha sat under the fucking tree all that time, he wasn't sitting there, you know, just twiddling his thumbs. He was downloading shit from the Akash. That's why he was able to answer all these things. When you have gurus sitting up in their fucking caves and what have you, they're not just sitting there twiddling their thumbs. They're fucking tapping into the Akash. They're downloading all this stuff. So when I come out and I sit by my pond, sit by the pond, sit by a tree, sit by anything, you know what happens? I'm downloading some stuff. I want you guys to have a high level of discernment. I don't want anybody to go out there and be able to fool you twice. Okay? We're gonna be fooled once. It's what we do. We're empaths. We want to help the little guy. We want to care about that person in need, right? But don't be fooled twice. If you got burned, understand why you got burned. Understand that you were to learn from that. It's a necessary process in this awakening. You know, you have to be burned a few times. It's like I've used in my previous video. Once you get burned, you know that shit's hot, right? So you know not to touch the shit again. It's the same concept with people. But don't bring yourself to their level, because one of the tactics that they do, and you guys don't understand this, is they are going to have you in a shit throwing contest. Now, if you're already filthy, right? Do you give a shit about being involved in a shit throwing contest? But if you're a fucking clean, reputable, respectful light worker and you start getting involved in this shit throwing contest, it's gonna bring things down to a lower level, and you don't want to do that to yourself. You know, you guys are all so much better than that. The ones that I interact with, I know are gonna see this and be like, shit. It's the same thing I get when somebody tells me something that I can't argue with. I'm like, you got me. I'm not trying to get anybody here. You know, I love all of you guys. But there comes a point where somebody needs to say that, you know? Stop getting involved in this shit throwing contest. If somebody needs to be fucking brought to the light that they are just bad shit, right? Let's all come together in the community together and try to interact with that individual and essentially fuck them up with some rainbows, y'all. That's how we do this, because you don't fight the darkness with darkness, you fight it with light. So do not let yourself get thrown into some shit throwing contest, and let's do it all together as a team. The thing that I want you guys to start thinking is we are all a team. We are all a team in this, and we need to start coming together. We need to start mending old wounds. We need to start becoming one with this collective. We are all here to do the same thing. You know, whether you're speaking Christianese or whether you're speaking Lightworker. Whether you're walking around just picking up trash because you're an environmentalist, you know? There are all going to be things in this world that are going to need to be done. And you may not agree with that shit, but that's okay, because you don't have to even worry about that. You have to worry about a lot of shit. Do you want to really put that much energy in shit that, you know, you don't have to worry about? Those motherfuckers are worrying about it, right? We have to worry about enough. We put our energies in enough. So focus on that, not on the bullshit. That's my advice for you guys today. I love all of y'all, and I do appreciate all of you reaching out to me recently. I've gotten a fucking just a swamping of emails and all kinds of goodies. And you know, I used to think, man, all these people, they fucking annoy me and shit. But at this stage, I mean, it's feeding the fire. It's fueling. This particular video came about because of one of those emails, you know? So thanks for that, Victor. You're the man. Keep all that shit coming, you guys. One of these days, you're going to light a fire under my ass to create a video, I assure you. So keep those emails coming. Keep those responses coming. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.